What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Marvel Studios dropped their official 85th anniversary trailer today, and while it did showcase some brand new frames from films like Captain America: Brave New World, our first official, not a lot to go on. But we do have an industry insider update today and a follow-up to a scoop that we ran just days ago talking about the West Coast Avengers and the upcoming Vision show. And I have to say again, for a show that we all thought was canceled at one point, Jac Schaeffer actually removed the project, and from her official IMDb, it seems like this show is actually now lining up to be a major crossover event, and with this follow-up scoop promising some major Avenger cameos. We're breaking down the latest industry insider update for the upcoming Vision series, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, that's all we do, so if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner for Agatha All Along next month. Again, all you gotta do is be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video, we get into the giveaway stuff again there. Now, if you haven't been paying attention to the Marvel news cycle over the last week, a lot of the updates and news, and especially the official stuff, actually broke surrounding this upcoming Vision Quest series. First, we heard from The Hollywood Reporter that James Spader is officially back as Ultron, and then Deadline even went as far as to say we may see Elizabeth Olsen back as Scarlet Witch in the series, and I'm sure you guys have seen the theories out there. There are plenty of ways for both of these characters to return. One might even be Elizabeth Olsen playing a different character that Vision this time creates for his own nuclear family. All of those theories aside, we then had a major follow-up from industry insiders that the series may include elements of the West Coast Avengers. Well, today's update is another follow-up from Daniel RPK, and the latest as it pertains to the Vision Quest series, where he said the following quote: he's hearing that the series plot will actually borrow elements from the West Coast Avengers run, and will even have members of that team in the series. Now, it's pretty unclear which West Coast Avengers he's talking about, whether it's the brand new one from 2018 or the old school one from the 80s, but I'm going to assume it's that old school 80s run. And as I pointed out in a very recent video, again covering the same topic, we're almost there on the team lineup already without them having to do any work. Hawkeye's in the mix, James Rhodes as Iron Man, you'd also have Wonder Man being introduced in rather soon. Really, one of the only characters we're missing from the OG lineup is Tigra, and it doesn't mean they couldn't introduce her and during the series to be a part of that team. But I think a lot more likely the case, there are plenty of other players that again were in that original 4-part limited series that was released in September of 1984, like Hank Pym, who served as official scientific advisor to the team, or specifically the return of Moon Knight, who did officially join the team. And while we've been hearing a ton about a possible Moon Knight season 2, I think a lot more likely the case, if this is shaping up to be a grandiose Avengers crossover, that would be the place that we'll probably see him next, which is the perfect segue for me to attack probably the most burning question from that video earlier on the West Coast Avengers that you guys were asking. Why in the world would Vision create a West Coast Avengers when he was already a member of the official Avengers team? Wouldn't he just join the Avengers again, especially if Sam Wilson's Cap is trying to put that team back together? And I think that's exactly it. Marvel Studios knows they've got to juggle these characters, and per Kevin Feige's quote about Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, they can't have 100,000 characters in every movie. There's a good chance that I think Sam Wilson will be on his way to recruiting an Avengers in the upcoming Captain America 4 if he hasn't already recruited a core of that team by the end of the film, or at least the film will send him on his way to doing that. But there's not room to make sure that they get every one of these characters, and that's why in the projects they've got left now and during the multiverse, they have to spend their time building these little segmented teams in order to have them interacting by the time we get to the end of the multiverse saga. That's why I think the West Coast Avengers being essentially the overarching theme throughout this Vision Quest series makes the most sense, because it gives Marvel Studios an opportunity to round up and revisit some characters that need some more screen time, some more dialogue, some more poignant events for us to connect with before they show up again in Avengers Secret Wars. Moon Knight is one of these characters, obviously, so is James Rhodes, especially if they're not going to do that Armor Wars movie, which huge question marks still surrounding that. But look, Vision is as good a leader as any for an Avengers team. Even though the original one in the 80s is put together at the suggestion of Hawkeye, Vision is always the voice of reason, always offers extremely poignant insight when he's talking at key moments in Marvel movies and has been able to see the big picture plenty of times when a lot of other characters can't. He is probably the most qualified or more qualified to put an Avengers team together of the characters left we've got in the MCU, save a couple, maybe like Sam Wilson's Cap. So I think this is Marvel Studios taking a look at the landscape of the MCU, what projects they've got left before Avengers Secret Wars, and being like, look, we could do a Vision Quest series that's all just focused on Vision and finishing the trilogy of WandaVision, Agatha, and then Vision, which is confirmed to be the case. But also, we could sort of hijack it and use it as an on-ramp to cross over major characters, say like Wonder Man and Moon Knight, who haven't met characters like Vision, Rhodey, and Hawkeye yet, so that they have some connective tissue and maybe even have a semblance of a West Coast Avengers team in order to just yet have more characters interacting for Avengers Secret Wars. And I think that that's ultimately the case when we start hearing about the West Coast Avengers theme there. I think another real possibility for this, though, is that this is where we see the James Rhodes action that probably could have, should have, would have been in the Armor Wars TV show before they upgraded it to a movie, and we haven't heard anything in 2 years about that project. For me, if it's not going to be announced as one of the major films that are around Avengers 5, one of the 2 or 3 dates left over, I don't think we're ever going to see that movie. And this is the place that James Rhodes can now get some of that action. He would have gotten his own TV show, just make it a part of Vision Quest, and then make this Vision Quest show a much bigger show for other characters to cameo in. Honestly, I love it. I think it makes the show even better. I think it gives us more of a reason to watch, and they still owe us a major crossover after the disaster that was Secret Invasion. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below, how hype you are for this show all together with the news included, and what iteration of this team do you want to see? I am all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel, and we're just going to continue to do so until the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 6 comes out. Who knows at this point which is going to come first. Super simple to be entered to win. All you got to do, hit the sub button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice in the winning comment shown on screen. So if you should ever get a comment on my YouTube channel or really any other with someone claiming to be a content creator, please make sure it's the verified account, and remember that no content creator or YouTuber will ever charge you for shipping. Just report those comments to YouTube and they delete those accounts real fast. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Find me on all platforms with the name All Fires with original music. Well, I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out. Thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around, guys. We'll be posting again real soon.